Let's spill some tea.
Let's Spill Some Tea is fueled by Artillery Tea Company. It is the only America-first veteran-owned tea brand out there. Their mission is to maximize flavor with whole leaf blends and chemical-free tea bags. There's no junk here, just real tea, and here's the tactical advantage. Each bag brews not just once, but twice. Go to artillerytco.com and use the code LIBERTY for 20% off of your first order. That's artillerytco.com. Use the code LIBERTY for 20% off of your first order. It is premium tea that's mission-driven, brewed for the brave. Let's get right into what's in the cup today. At home, you guys always are with us here watching the show and chatting it up with our other RAV family members on Getter, Rumble, and on Instagram. Here with the chat room report is RAV family member and chat room dweller, Carefree Largo, but we're not going to go to Carefree right now to kick things off. We're actually going to go to Senator Ron Johnson, who is obviously standing by in Washington, D.C. right now amid the government shutdown. Senator Johnson, we appreciate you joining us, particularly amid this shutdown. What is your estimation in terms of how long this thing is ultimately going to drag on? And I guess the better question is, how long are Senate Democrats going to drag this thing on? How long is Chuck Schumer going to dig in?
Well, good morning. Hopefully not long. We did have two Democrats join Republicans to vote for the very responsible bill the House passed, which is just a pretty much straight CR and takes us to right before Thanksgiving. That will give the appropriators time to pass appropriation bills to fund the government. Again, that's the responsible thing to do. But for whatever reason, Chuck Schumer is being led by the radical left part of his party who are just spoiling for a shutdown. So we need 5 or 6 additional Democrats to join Republicans. We'll have another test vote again on it today before the Jewish holiday, and we'll see what happens.
So it's my understanding that there are going to be almost daily votes. That's what the Majority Leader John Thune is proposing until, or hopefully, enough Democrats will cross the aisle to get the government reopened. Is that your expectation? And what conversations have you had with your Democrat colleagues in terms of their appetite for getting the government reopened and doing the right thing?
Well, there are a number of Democrats that aren't up for re-election that probably don't have to worry about their radical left base. So, hopefully cooler heads will prevail. I think it's a good sign that 2 joined us last night. Maybe more will join us this afternoon, and we can, make sure that government reopens immediately today. That would be the preferred outcome here.
Sure. But there is a bigger issue here of these appropriations bills, getting all the appropriations bills passed, and Congress in general doing its constitutional duty to fund the government. Is that something that you feel needs to be addressed?
Absolutely. Since I've been here, this is my 15th appropriation cycle. In theory, we should have passed 180 appropriation bills prior to the end of the fiscal year. 180. We've passed 6. So I guess it's time to recognize that process is broken. And again, not from lack of trying. I think to a certain extent, I'm somewhat cynical about this. There is a very well-honed process for the uniparty not to pass appropriation bills. Set up these shutdown showdowns, set the deadlines right before Thanksgiving or Christmas, and drop a 2,000-page omnibus spending bill on our desks the day before Christmas and say, well, you get to go home or vote for this thing. So that's one of the techniques the Uniparty has used to take us from $14 trillion in debt since I got here to over $37 trillion. We need to return to a rational process. That's one of the reasons I proposed the Eliminate Shutdowns Act. Unfortunately, every Democrat voted against that. Even 12 Republican appropriators did. I guess they're trying to defend that incredibly broken appropriation process. Again, it's not from lack of trying. It's just it's difficult. Washington's become very partisan. So I was trying to, with the Eliminate Shutdown Act, just set up rolling 14-day automatic appropriations and take all the pressure off in terms of passing massive omnibus spending bills. You can just do these appropriation bills one at a time, 5 areas of agreement, like we did in the Senate on Veterans Affairs and military construction. We passed that before the August or the September 30th deadline. Unfortunately, the House hadn't reconciled the bills, wasn't signed into law. But again, if we just eliminate shutdowns for all time. It makes so much sense. By the way, those automatic appropriations would just fund government at last year's levels. I mean, Wisconsin did that in 1953. That's their approach.
Okay.
Don't shut down government if you're so dysfunctional you can't appropriate or fund it. Just fund it at last year's levels. That would be a common sense approach. We could eliminate shutdowns for all time. Maybe in this process, so we can pass that bill.
It's definitely an interesting idea. We, of course, will be following it and following you, Senator Johnson. Thank you so much for spending some time with us this morning. Hopefully, the vote today is a positive one and we can get the government back open as quickly as possible. Thank you so much for being here with us.
Have a great day.
Absolutely. You as well. All right, let's send things back over to Dr. Gina now. Dr. G, good morning.
Good morning. So much common sense in what he said. I don't know if we can go on, Terrence. Thank you, Terrence. It is time now for today's health news. It is sponsored by the Wellness Company. And under the microscope today, a major new study published in JAMA Oncology is raising eyebrows over weight loss drugs like Ozempic and Wegovy and others. Researchers found that women who took these GLP-1 medications not only shed the pounds, but also showed a reduced risk of several deadly cancers. The data published this week links drugs to lower rates of ovarian, endometrial, and also breast cancers. And there's some others as well. Doctors say it's a promising new development. And indeed it is, but there are some side effects with some of these drugs, although they're beginning to eliminate some of those. I've been saying this from the very beginning, that when you take away, a lot of the side effects you hear about, I think, are side effects of obesity, and it's hard to tell chicken and egg whether the side effect came from the drug or from the obesity. And also, we know obesity causes things like cancer and diabetes and heart disease, and nobody seems to want to figure that in when they warn people not to take these. Joining us now with reaction is Dr. Ben Tapper. He's the director of epigenetics for the Wellness Company. Doctor, I am not a big pharma person. I really am not. The last thing I usually do is sing praises of big pharma. I am a Wellness Company all the way. And the great thing about Wellness Company and some of these weight loss drugs is that at this point, Wellness Company is coming out with things that emulate some of these drugs. Am I wrong about that?
Yeah, the Wellness Company is pioneering the field in this. There's some really good weight loss things out there. There's weight loss medications that hit the market. The Wellness Company has a phenomenal peptide that's, you can just put it in water. There's no injections needed, but the Wellness Company is really pioneering the field in that area. And, if you're going to get on some of these weight loss medications or peptides, I would seek the Wellness Company's peptides. Again, you don't need a prescription and you put it right in water and highly effective.
It's not a chemical. That's the important thing. The peptides are not a chemical. They're a naturally occurring substance in the body, which tends to be where the focus of most of Wellness Company's products comes from. What do you think about this decrease in cancer, though?
Well, think about obesity. Right now, roughly 40 to 50% of Americans are suffering with obesity. It affects every system, cell in the body. It taxes every system in the body. It leads to, when you have obesity, you increase your chances of cancer, cardiovascular issues, strokes, autoimmune, you name it. Again, it's a hormone imbalance, and roughly 300,000 people die of obesity every single year. And coincidentally, roughly 50% of Americans are going to get cancer. So there's a direct correlation between obesity and cancer. There's a mountain of literature to back that up. So when you decrease your obesity in the population, you're going to have healthier outcomes. You're going to have healthier people. That is not up for debate. That is factual. So when we eliminate obesity, you're going to increase your level of health. Absolutely. And these peptides, especially like the Wellness Company's peptide, it's an oral peptide. It's going to curb appetite, decrease the appetite, and it's going to help you lose that weight. And it's a much safer option. But these drugs are there to help speed up the process of weight loss. And really, we can't neglect lifestyle as well. We can't just take this pill and think that we're just going to be healthy. But it's something that's going to help you reach your goals faster. But we need to look at lifestyle too. We can't just forget that component of this. We have to eat well, move well, think well. We can be well, but these peptides can definitely help speed things up.
But I'll tell you what, I get angry when I hear people say, oh, it's just all diet and exercise, because it's not all diet and exercise. Any woman who's ever had a baby can tell you, you can diet and exercise your brains out after a baby. And it really is nice, I think, for people to have help. You have the Revive Series Drop. Tell us about this product and why people sometimes need a little more than diet and exercise.
Well, the nice thing about that drop, it's an oral peptide. You can put it right in water. Again, you don't need a prescription for this. It curbs the appetite.
You can put it in other things too, right? Like tea or coffee or something.
Yeah, you can add it. You don't have to put it in water. Put it in your coffee. It's really revolutionizing the peptide weight loss market again, because you don't need. It's not an injection. I hate needles, and I don't want to use an injection. And so I know a lot of people are like that. And this is just like a peptide that just put it right in water and drink, and just take it from there. And so it's a very safe. It's a natural peptide. It's a retatrutide, which is actually the best peptide for weight loss. So, and the wellness company has that.
All right. And we also have a $100 off, I believe. Can you tell us about that?
I'm sorry, what was the question? I'm sorry.
I think we have $100 off a coupon or something on that.
Oh, yes. Yep. So if you use the coupon that the wellness company has, the drop coupon, you get $100 off the drop right now.
You have to put in RAV100, I believe is the code, if I'm not mistaken. RAV100. There you go. $100 off of that product. All right, Dr. Ben Tapper, thank you for all this wisdom. Thanks for being with us again today.
Yeah, thank you. Now, God bless.
You too. All right, a new administration in D.C., a lot of positive changes when it comes to fixing our healthcare system. There's only so much government can do, though, so if you really want to make America healthy again, you got to start at home. And that's where the wellness company comes in. You see and hear from their doctors on this network, and you know their products are the gold standard to keep you safe and healthy. With them, you can be sure you're prepared for whatever happens with their series of prescription med kits. Now, these kits contain an assortment of life-saving medications and guidebooks that tell you how to use the medications in the kit. Also, additionally, the wellness company offers a variety of products from parasite cleanses to methylene blue to weight loss and more. These can help you stay healthy and live a longer, more satisfying life. Make America healthy again, you guys. It starts at home. Do your part. Protect the health of yourself and your family. Go to twc.health/RAV today. Give it an order. That's twc.health/RAV. Use the promo code RAV. That'll save you 10%. All right, listen, coming up, the importance of faith. You know how many people this weekend, when I saw them at the big AMAC boot camp, came up to me and said, Bazent? You guys are so good. You're so on to me, so on to me. The importance of faith in the U.S. during these harrowing times and moments. How one group is highlighting their national movement, promoting communion and bringing the country back to God. That story next on American Sunrise.